Okay, we're going to make a bottle using a square here. So I'm going to go for a box, choose the bottom plane there to put my box on, and I'm going to drag out any old shape. I'm going to make mine, I think, about 30 this way. I'm going to hit tab and make it go 50 wide, press enter a couple of times, and I'm going to drag my shape up to maybe 80. That looks good to me. Click OK. So what I want to do now is I want to put the neck of the bottle on the top. So I'm just going to draw a quick sketch on here to actually position it. So I'm going to click sketch. I'm going to choose this top surface, spins it round for me. I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner, and I'm going to draw another one from this corner to this corner. So basically the point in the middle is going to be the center. I'm just going to put a point on there. This one here, click on there, see the triangle finds the center. Okay, and I'm going to hit stop sketch. That's all I need to know, because I'm going to put my cylinder now, choose a cylinder here, and I'm going to choose that center point. So I'm going to zoom in so I can see it a bit better, and I'm going to click on there and drag out from there, and I'm going to make this 10 mil. Same thing, I'm going to drag up now, and I'm going to drag it up to about 10 mil. Say OK. So there's my basic shape. If I don't want to see this sketch anymore, in my browser I can just take this little light bulb off the sketch, and the sketch is still there. It's just down here I can see it, but it's not actually being shown anymore. So I might want to do a few things to make this look a bit more interesting. So I'm going to put a bit of a fillet around the bottom there. I'm going to choose, I'll just move it and see what it looks like. So I can drag it until it looks kind of okay. So maybe 1 mil, try that and see what that's like. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some angles so this slopes a little bit rather than being completely straight, make it look a bit more interesting. I'm going to use draft angles. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to choose the one that says draft, and it's asking me for a plane. So the plane I'm going to go for is the bottom. And then for the face, I'm going to choose two faces. I'm going to choose this one here, and the opposite one, I'll spin round here. And now in order to see this a bit better, I'm going to click so it's flat on. And you can see I've got this little thing here that allows me to drag it in or out. So I can make it this shape, or I can make it this shape. I'm just going to go for maybe that 5 degrees in, looks okay. So enough to put a slope on it and say okay to that. If I spin it round now, I can see it's got a more of a kind of triangle type shape to it rather than a rectangle now. Few other things I can do to make it interesting. I'm going to go back to my my filleting tool again. This time I'm going to click on lots of edges. So I'm going to click all these square edges around here, and you see it allows me to select through the object, even though it's on the opposite side. I'm going to go for these top edges as well, and I'm even going to go for the bottom edges. So I've got all those edges selected, and I'm going to put in a size. We'll see what 2 mil looks like. Maybe I'll go for a bit more than that, try 4. Maybe I'll even go 1 more and try 5 mil. Okay, that looks quite interesting. I'm going to say OK to that one. So here now, if I spin it round, I've got a different shape to my bottle. Okay, the last thing I probably want to do, the last couple of things, I'll put a screw thread on. I need to be able to attach later on a lid to this, so I'm going to put it on this edge here. I don't want it to go the full length. I'm just going to maybe make it go about 4 or 5 mil down. 5 mil looks good. Click OK there. And the last thing is to hollow out the bottle. So I'm going to go for this one called shell. Choose shell. Click on the top surface, and I'm going to change this to about 1 mil because I think 0.15 of a mil doesn't look thick enough to me. Let's just delete those out. Put zeros in. Press enter. Okay. Now I might decide later on that that's actually too thick. But one thing I could do is I could put a chamfer around this edge of this as well to make it neaten it up a bit. But the choices are up to me. I can always go back at any point and edit. So if I didn't like what I just did on that shelling out, I can right click on shell. Let's make sure it's not selected. Right click on shell and hit edit, which is just off the page for you, but it pops back up. And instead of the inside thickness being 1 mil, I might change that to basically 0.5 mil. So I'll take this 1 out. Put a 0 in there, and then we'll see what that looks like. Okay, that probably looks a little bit better now, a little bit more like a real glass bottle or something. Remember, there's no surfaces on this yet. Now I haven't turned it into a glass or anything like that. That's something I can do later on.